The federal government that wants to help some passengers out. They are suing. Steve Nielsen live tonight at Sky Harbor after talking one-on-one with Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. They are trying, the administration, to help out flyers get some transparency in ticket prices and getting paid back for bungled flights, right?
That's exactly right. Now, they're also the Department of Transportation. They also proposed a new rule to make it easier, a little bit clearer to get a refund, and the airlines have not pushed back against that. But when it comes to making there be a little bit more transparency about what all of these fees are up front, the airlines are suing. Peggy and Janet are in town from Sacramento.
We are for a rest and vacation. Fun in the sun.
Smooth process this time, but their last flight to Europe, they were hit with huge bag fees. Is that listed on that ticket price?
Nope. That caught me by surprise when I went to Italy.
Wednesday, we talked one-on-one with U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg on growing infrastructure projects. Why do you think Sky Harbor needs a new terminal?
Well, one thing that you have throughout the Phoenix region is just an extraordinary amount of growth.
This week, Airlines for America, which represents most U.S. airlines, sued the department because of new rules imposed by the government. It would require all those fees we pay on flights to be posted right up front.
I was disappointed to see the airline industry lobby suing us over this rule. They basically said that if we make sure passengers have that information, that'll just be confusing. I think that transparency is the opposite of confusion.
In a statement, Airlines for America says it will be confusing, adding airlines already provide consumers with complete disclosure of all fees associated with air travel before they purchase a ticket. Travel expert for Going.com, Katie Nastro, says it's about how many clicks you have to make to see the price.
The airlines are putting out fees. It's not like they're hiding their fees necessarily, but it definitely is a process to go through before you see that real total of how much you're expected to pay.
Mike's flying from Memphis and paid more than advertised. Is that typically the price you end up paying?
No. That's the get you in the door price. You click it, and then it shoots up $100, $200.
Bill landed from Boston and thinks it's all up front.
I agree with the airlines. I think the government needs to step back and actually, that will actually help make flying cheaper.
So when could you actually see all of this go into effect? It might be a little bit because there's going to be coding involved in all of this to make sure that the airlines get all of that upfront information out there. Some of the industry experts I talked with said they think fall might be the earliest they could actually pull this off, but then you throw in this lawsuit here, that could delay things too. So it might be a little while, John, until we see this happen.
Yeah, Steve, I think passengers are fed up with this stuff because they can't do a really good straight line comparison from flight to flight, airline to airline to see what's really the cheapest. You've got to go back in and dig up what all the fees are. But beyond that, it's a nice thank you from the airlines that they charge all this stuff when we just bailed them out after COVID to the tune of $54 billion.
It certainly is interesting. And, some of the airlines over the last year or two, they've actually increased some of their baggage fees. Some have been a little bit louder about having done that than other ones, though. But it's not really clear. In fact, when I went to try to buy some of these tickets today just to see how it would work and all of that, I saw the baggage fees vary quite a bit. That information took me a while to get as well. And then you throw in the fact that some charge for seats, others don't charge for seats. It all gets a little bit confusing.
Yeah, you can't do it should just be a straight line comparison so you can compare flights and prices. Maybe Congress has got to figure it out.
Something else about this, John, too.
Yeah.
Something else about this. I talked with several people at the airport today. They say that they only fly Southwest because they get those 2 checked bags for free.
Yes.
Not necessarily because of the cost component, just because they understand it a lot easier. Interesting here, Southwest, they're a part of this industry group, but they did not join in this lawsuit.
Oh, that is interesting. They may be tapping into maybe the bad feeling on the other end from consumers about this. Okay, Steve, really interesting. Thank you, Steve Nielsen, tonight.